Lestat here, hope you guys are doing well. Today we're going to be profiling my Red Dragon Archfiend deck. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to give it a like, leave a comment down below. I always enjoy interacting with you, and please consider subscribing for more awesome Yu-Gi-Oh content. Without further ado, let's dive right into it. First, we're playing triple copies of Crimson Resonator. If you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. And if you control this and exactly one Dragon Synchro monster, you're able to special summon 2 Resonators from your deck. We're playing triple copies of Soul Resonator. This helps us add our level 4 Fiends to hand. That way we can have an extender on board. We're playing 2 copies of Vision Resonator. If you control level 5 or higher Dark Monster, you're able to special summon this from your hand. And whenever this card's sent to the graveyard, you're able to add a spell or trap that mentions Red Dragon Archfiend in its text. We're playing 2 copies of Synchron Resonator. If you control Synchro Monster, you can special summon it. And if this card's sent to the graveyard, you're able to recycle your Resonator monsters from your graveyard back to your hand. Keep in mind, this effect isn't once per turn. We're playing 1 copy of Camel on Meth. You're able to banish a Synchro monster from your graveyard to special summon this, and if this card's in your graveyard, you can banish the Synchro monster to add this back to your hand. We're playing triple copies of Bone Archfiend. You can send a card from your hand to the graveyard to special summon this, and then you can send a Resonator monster from your deck to the graveyard to manipulate a monster's level on field by 1. We're playing triple copies of Wandering King Wildwind. If you control a Resonator monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. These 2 extenders are mainly in here. That way you can easily go into your Red Dragon Archfiends. For the hand traps, we're playing triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. Triple copies of Droll and Lockbird. And triple copies of Infinite Impermanence. And then we're playing 1 copy of Called by the Grave to counter hand traps. Triple copies of Pot of Prosperity. If you can't afford this card, you can max out on your other Resonators and then play a copy of Pot of Desires. We're playing triple copies of Resonator Call. You can add a Resonator monster from deck to hand. Keep in mind, this isn't once per turn. We're playing triple copies of Crimson Gaia. During your main phase, you're able to add a card that mentions Red Dragon Archfiend from deck to hand. And whenever your Red Dragon Archfiend goes to attack, you're able to flip your opponent's monsters face down, which makes the original Red Dragon Archfiend's effect more relevant. We're playing 2 copies of Synchro Rumble. This is in here just in case your opponent breaks your board and or if you get Nibiru'd. This card allows you to revive a tuner and a level 7 or 8 Synchro Dragon monster from your graveyard. This could potentially allow you to continue your plays and establish a decent board. We're playing 1 copy of Absolute Power Force. You could target a Red Dragon Archfiend monster you control, and whenever it declares an attack, you gain the following. You gain 1,000 attack, you can inflict piercing damage, and your opponent cannot activate cards or effects. And any battle damage your opponent takes is doubled. So this is primarily in here to go for the OTK. And then last but not least, for the main deck, we're playing 1 copy of Red Zone. We mainly want to establish a board with Super Red Nova Dragon because that card can banish all cards your opponent controls by banishing itself. Red Zone allows you to bring back the Red Supernova Dragon. That way you could keep using its effect. Getting into the extra deck, we're playing 2 copies of Red Rising Dragon. I've seen a lot of profiles online max out on this. To be honest, you don't really need to max out on it. I understand if you're playing Prosperity, you don't want to risk banishing too many copies, but the thing is, you're more than likely going to be summoning 1 of this per duel. So I don't foresee you needing to max out on this. Plus, this is just in here to revive your Resonator monster from graveyard. That way you can continue to Synchro Climb. We're playing 2 copies of Scarred Red Dragon Archfiend. This card is able to float. Whenever this card leaves the field, you can special summon a Red Dragon Archfiend from your extra deck. And if this card is used as synchro material after you do that, you're able to destroy all attack position monsters your opponent controls. We're playing 2 copies of the Red Dragon Archfiend. This card complements Crimson Gaia pretty nice because whenever it destroys a monster, you're able to pop all your opponent's defense monsters. We're playing Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, which is your negate. 1 copy of Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Bane. This is mainly in here because whenever you inflict battle damage to your opponent, you can special summon 2 tuners with the same level, 1 from your graveyard and 1 from your deck. And then you contribute a monster to bring back a Red Dragon Archfiend monster from your graveyard. And this could potentially help go into your Red Supernova Dragon. We're playing 1 copy of Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend. Really good for clearing the board and inflicting effect damage, which can also be good for time. We're playing 1 copy of Red Supernova Dragon. Again, this could banish your opponent's entire board, and you're able to revive it during the following turn. However, with Red Zone, you're able to bring it back immediately. That way you can reuse its effect. We're playing 1 copy of Bestial Dissipator. You're able to revive your banished Synchro Dragons, and not only that, it has a negate and removal effect. We're playing 1 copy of Beals. There are times when you're going to open with wonky hands, so sometimes having a towers-like monster can be beneficial. Beals can't be destroyed by battle or card effects. We're playing 1 copy of Dark End Dragon. This is in here to get over problematic monsters. Sometimes you'll run into monsters that can't be destroyed by battle or card effects, and by lowering Dark End Dragon's attack, you're able to just simply send that problematic monster to the graveyard. And we're playing 1 copy of Quibelt, the Blade Dragon. This is also another removal card. You're able to pop cards with it whenever it's sent to the graveyard. This concludes today's deck profile. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, be sure to give the video a like. Leave a comment down below. I always enjoy interacting with you, and please consider subscribing for more awesome Yu-Gi-Oh content. Hit the notification bell to be notified when I go live and upload. And until next time, I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you in the next video.